Yeah, it's different.
Uh-huh.
But he can do a lot of stuff. That son of a gun's good.
Well, all instruments he can play.
Yeah.
See, he can even you probably never heard him do Merle Travis stuff. He can do that.
Yeah, and he can play a concertina or whatever.
Yeah.
It don't make a difference. You probably get tired of the C, but I don't have to play it C. I've got a lot of tunes.
In fact, if you want to go to F or E flat or B flat, anyway, that's
a lot of tunes that just sleeps there, and I don't get to play it.
Someday, what I want to do, not this time, sometime ahead of time, I want to come down and you play cross tune. Your dad's the old tune. Not your dad's. Your dad didn't play the fiddle, did he?
Yeah, but that was his tunes. I mean, he whistled it for me. I learned a lot of them. Well, let's play see if I can get over Goodnight.
Okay. You're the only one that's played that since Lonnie played that a lot. Yeah, I've been playing back tapes. I've been going back through my tapes. I'm up to 1978 now, and redoing them because there's a lot of things I missed then that I know now, and filling in a lot of comments on stuff. But Lonnie knew a ton of tunes, and there's a bunch of these I ought to tape off for you. Now, they're in B flat, a lot of them, though, and everything.
That's fine.
But they're good tunes. His own, and I haven't done anything with those, and I need to start spreading those around.
I'd like
Johnny Wynn told me that, now you didn't know Henley Dykes, Gene Dykes, lives out by Stratford.
I've got a little.
The whole family were fiddlers.
I got a little of him on tape. The first tape that you ever give me, or somebody give me, of Art and have him play.
He was kind of bluegrass because he got in with the Barrier Brothers and all that good group, you know. But he had a bunch of tunes that I had heard him play when I didn't have a tape recorder, and that he told Johnny one time he just didn't want anybody to tape those because they were. And I thought, isn't it a shame? Because see, now he's had a stroke, he can't. And I thought those are gone now, see, because he didn't bother to go ahead and teach Johnny. He was always going to teach Johnny how to play them, you know. But that's a shame that those we lose those, you know. D goes in there all right, doesn't it? I tried a D minor once, but it wasn't as good.
I like that.
D. Yeah, that's that rose.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Well, I enjoy, not so much in a big group, but just sitting down, and waltzes I enjoy because there's so much you can do with them, you know. The other thing, though, I've just got to get in my mind are those blues tunes. Now, I love to play those, but I'm really fishing to know when to go up and when to come down.
It's
and
there's
a rhythm you got to get into. Yeah. You playing the F?
Crapshooter's Rag, you know that?
I'll see. I think. goes in after that, and it may be a D.
After
And that third, there's just 3 parts to that. What is it? There's something. You go in, that's that.
Right there's what it is, whatever that is.
Oh, D is it?
Maybe a D minor or a D.
It would be a D minor. I'll find it. There's something goes in. It's just like in the other tunes where you go to there's a go around on that. I'll have to find out what it is. Good tune. Was that one of Lyman In-Laws or? Well, I've heard that before.
Ron Huey played it.
Yeah, that's right. That's
where
right.
I learned it.
Yeah, off that.
I don't know where it come from. Baker and old Bobby Hicks made an album together. They got it on there.
Yeah, too. Good tune.
Have you got a recording of the 12th Street Rag?
Probably. Somewhere I do. Oh, yeah, I'm sure I do.
I've been working on that. Pete plays that. I've not got it complete. I'll put a little of it on here where you can kind of get an idea. I don't think there's very much chord-wise that's too bad about it. It's the fiddle that's rough.
An F? An F?
Yeah. I'd say.
Same chord goes in there that was in that other one, in that Crapshooter's Rag, after that B flat.
It'd be,
there it is. Yeah. Well, that's just a seventh.
Yeah, I
that's
thought it was a seventh.
It's just a seventh.
What is it? Seventh? What seventh?
B flat seventh.
B flat seventh.
Yeah. There, put that in a C minor. Tell you why, that's the same go around on Flowers from Heaven. That's why I'm Flowers from Heaven.
Oh.
It really shouldn't be a minor, though. something goes. There's another chord goes in there too. Once somebody shows you these things, they just fall into. That's what I need some guitar expert to sit here because they fall right in. It's just one little beat's all you need, but it makes so much difference when you're playing the tune when you're seconding it. You know.
Yeah.
Oh, I see thousands of chords. I don't mean like a Texas second. I don't ever want to hit too much, but there's some that in those kind of rag type tunes they go in there, and once you can hit them, even if it's just
yeah, they need to be. You've always got that rag turnaround.
Yeah. But there's little in between ones like that right there. That seventh goes in there. That's what that was on that Sharpshooter's rag. Good tune.
That worked out.
Oh, Lacey, you have any Lacey Harsky stuff?
No, not a thing.
Left-hand fiddler.
I know him.
Fiddler's March. Oh man, he's got some good, and he's made these up himself. Let's see, Newton County Breakdown. He's from over Joplin's where he was raised. And then
I like Lacey's fiddling.
He's told me one time. He said, "I wish I could find, and I wish I could have somebody tunes like." Oh, I don't know, not Deep Purple. He was naming some other kind of swing tunes that he wished he'd find somebody, because I have no idea where the chords are on those things, you know. But there's some pretty stuff that we just never get into, because it's just out of our what's been traditional here. I think what it was he was saying, there was a couple of tunes. Laura was one that he wanted to, wish he could find somebody who knew the chords to that, which that's getting it in a different world.
Well, not all that much.
No, not if you learned where they go. That's the whole thing. In Goodnight Waltz, there's some, now like in that C part, that fits right in there, all right? When you get down to that, get up in the F, I guess it might be D minor, but you can do the same thing, but I just don't know what they are. Same type go-arounds in there. But I don't want to get involved with, there's a couple of guys from down in Louisiana and Texas that have even written them out for me, bar chords, but I'm just not into hitting the bar chords. I'd rather just hit the open chord because I know where I'm going then, you know.
No,
And that chomp chomp doesn't fit our kind of music. That bar chording, like the Okies and the Texans, it just doesn't fit our kind of music.
now,
it can, but there's
Kenny will try to put the 6 chords in Sally Gooden, and it just don't. You can't play a dance and everything.
Who? Kenny?
Kenny Appleby.
Oh well, he's learning from Pete and some of those others. Or
Well, he
wants
to play Texas rhythm.
Yeah.
To everything.
Yeah.
And you just don't. It just
Now,
don't
Charlie
work.
Walden knows a bunch of chords. I haven't seen him play the guitar that much.
Charlie, pretty good guitar
But
player.
he knows a lot. I've just only seen him a couple of times play the guitar. But he knows a bunch of those high up chords coming down, these bar type chords, you know.
Have you ever heard that Jim Nelson do much following playing
Jim
rhythm?
Nelson. Now, which one's he? I know Jim Nelson down at Mountain View, and I'm getting him mixed up.
Oh,
Who's
you
this?
met him down. You said in Florida.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to Kentucky.
Yeah.
Going to
to
school
school
in
there,
Kentucky.
yeah,
He's
yeah.
from around St. Louis.
Yeah. He knew a bunch of that string
Yeah.
band type
Yeah.
music and everything.
Yeah,
Well, the Elmore Boys, that's what they played, you know.
Pretty good
Yeah.
guitar man.
I sent him Stone King's record, and I've forgotten what else. Something else he wanted me to send him. I've forgotten what it was now, but
Well, he owes me our tape from a stage show in Michigan this year, and one we played at a contra dance in St. Louis last summer. That he needs. I've never called him one of these days. He wanted to take it home with him. That he had a good recording outfit. He could take a lot of his stuff off there.
just like my Casey Jones came the other day. Finally.
Did it?
Yeah, and I see what you mean about.
Was it any good?
Oh, it's okay. It's all right. To me, I liked Searle's tapes, and I even like V. Laddie a little better because they're playing little different tunes in it. I don't know. I'll make you a copy of it. You got one, don't you?
No, I haven't.
Oh, well, maybe
That's the only one I didn't get.
Well, I'll try. Yeah, before we leave, I got to write these down, or I'll forget to make them for you. But I want to get you off for Lacey's stuff, and
Yeah,
also,
I'd like to hear Lacey's
and
stuff.
that F tune of that what is it? I forgot the name of it now. But there's a Stone King, and then some of his dad's stuff. There's got Honey Creek Breakdown.
I never heard that.
Okay, boy, there's just some good tunes his dad played.
I'm trying to think about the homebrew rag, and I can't think of this. It's an F and B flat.
You know, they have played a B flat because I remember watching Alton second, and he was using this B flat up here, you know, and he was making runs up. He's making runs up to it and down.
They had to play in B flat to play with Lonnie.
Yeah, that's right. But they just completely quit him. I think they just don't ever.
There's a pretty waltz in E flat. That old.
That's E flat.
Well, I see. You was looking all over for it a while ago, and that.
No, I had it, but was that E sharp or E flat? Well, that's it. That's it. Yeah. B.
Okay, let's
B
start
flat
that,
B, yeah. Okay.
Start that part over. Back to E flat.
Back to E flat, okay. I'm trying. Should I have gone to B then? And
I don't know, but you got to get right on. You got to make a run or something.
It's not doing
right
a regular go.
Run right back into E flat.
Yeah, but I didn't even go to the B. I went straight to the B. So I was going to B7. Is what it is. Okay, skip that. Okay, it goes right back there. Get that that down. I like that though.
That's a good tune. It's on that good album it's the last one on that good album of Cyril's. I believe he just makes a run or something, I'm not sure.
Well, but it's Skip, it's not a regular go-around. I go back to E flat. Now see there.
You can't stay for the
no.
You just got to hit that.
Hit it once and go right back to E flat. I guess, or maybe just. I can't go straight back to E flat because it doesn't sound right. That goes in there, I think.
I don't know what the hell he does. Let me put that on just friendship waltz since I can play it in our pitch.
Oh, you got one exactly like mine, don't you?
It's got the half speed. Has yours got the half speed?
Well, no, mine's stereo. Yours is mono, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, mine. Yeah. You can't get the half speed in the stereo. That's the reason I got this.
Well, I've got an adjustment over here where I can.
Yeah, but I've got the pitch adjustment, but I can flip it down to.
Oh,
octave,
I see what you mean. Oh no, I didn't. I don't have that. Huh?
That last part, let's listen and see what that guitar is doing. See, he just makes a run. You hear that?
Well, he went down to that.
Just listen at him.
Well, here's what he's doing. He's
dome. That's right. That's exactly.
But he's there.
Yeah.
He holds it for twos, taps your foot. That's all he holds it for.
The one, I believe.
But he's hitting the chord once, and then he just hits the note.
Yeah.
The second time.
It's like a run.
Yeah, it's like a run.
It's a bridge.
Yeah. I should have to come up, and I didn't, yeah. to have it that I could get away with not hitting. I can squeeze it in, but that's what
I know Hardy and Albie was accusing me of
that's the way it
not
goes.
giving him enough time. I said, I don't know
There's
about
only
that,
one.
but I'm playing it just like Cyril.
That
did.
is. That's exactly the way he's playing it on there. That's good.
You
I don't
do-
even know where you'd capo for that. I don't have any idea. I just
Oh,
never have
you
used
just
the
play
capo.
capo and B flat and play C position.
Oh well,
Which is
see,
like
I
a
don't,
C chord. See.
yeah. Of course, I don't even know where the B flat goes on this thing. But
It's third.
is that right here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I probably should use the capo because you can make more
Well,
runs.
if
but-
your guitar will take it, now a lot of them.
Well, the reason I never used the
95% of them,
capo,
it pulls them out of tune. Pulls them. Sharp.
I used to never be in tune to start with, is what it was before we had these things, you know. And what I'd do is I'd have to retune when I put the capo, so I just quit using the thing.
Well, now 95% of them will be out of tune now.
Yeah.
If they just put a check on it. Play one or two and B flat. I'm not very.
Yeah, it's about noon.
I'm not very sharp on them, but
Well, I'm not
I'm
either.
a- I like that old countryman's reel awful good. I can,
Lonnie played that a lot. I got to learn how to play it down here. long time ago, but I forgot.
Blue water.
Oh no, that's
Cyril calls it blue water.
What is the? Where's my other chord in B flat? Oh, it's B flat. What's
B flat and E flat.
F? That's where I was missing it. B flat. Yeah. Play another B flat. Let me try it.
Let's play a little bit more of that.
Okay. Giving me a workout there. That's if I played more in it, I could get smoother in
Well,
those.
me
Get
too.
some
You
run.
see,
Get
I
some runs.
don't get to play these
I could get some runs in the thing and really.
with a guitar, and it makes a difference. You can't sit and play by yourself, and then when you go play the guitar, it's altogether different. And besides, I'm all brand new in that B flat business anyway, you know.
Well, that's. Well, now Art said years and years ago they played a lot of stuff.
Well, they
in
did.
B-flat.
A lot of these tunes need to be played in B flat.
And the way I always understood it, E flat. A lot of religious tunes were in E flat out of the hymnals they'd learned.
I'm sure they were.
For some, of course,
They
I know
sung
nothing
them in
about
E flat,
music.
yeah.
They sung them in
Yeah.
E flat and everything. I really had an interesting time the last couple of years. It's about off there anyway. Actually, got involved with Shape Note through that Missouri Cultural Heritage thing. I got interested in it anyway through Church of Christ. I've been to some of their services, you know, and found a guy up at Lebanon. Now, none of them preachers. You don't call them reverend or anything. They're all, I never know what to call them. But a guy that was, in fact, he went to singing school, just teach singing school, you know, over in Oklahoma, Stamps Baxter type thing. And is a real good teacher on Shape Note. And I got him into that program a couple of years ago. I went to a lot of those sessions. And boy, those people, those Church of Christ people, put you to shame. Of course, they've been doing it all their lives, you know. But that's about gone, that kind of harmony and everything. There's a few Baptists and a few Pentecostals.
My youngest boy can sing them.
And shape notes?
Yeah.
But that 4-part harmony they had
Yeah.
was really good. Man, I loved to hear them sing.
But we had them singing schools all over this country.
Yeah.
Had them little stamps, Baxter books. I still got one of them somewhere.
Yeah. I've got a canvas somebody gave me of a guy, but it wasn't shape note. This guy was using conventional notes, but it had belonged to an old shape note teacher years and years ago up by Kirksville somewhere or something, but it wasn't shape
Well,
note.
somewhere if I could find it, probably was out in the old house and ruined
Yeah.
now. But I got a little old stamps Baxter
Yeah.
book about that thick. Did you ever see one of them? You got one of them?
I've got reprints of what they are. You know, they still put out a lot.
They
Brumley did
come
everything in
to
shape
they
note.
come to school. They had somebody come
Well, now, clever,
to a
they
grade
tell me,
school
yeah.
when we was in country
Stay
school.
about a week sometimes, depending on how much they paid them. Whether they'd say, then they'd have adult classes at night, and usually they'd stay about a week, from what I understand. Had the guy worked the circuit, you know, through the area, and sold songbooks and everything. Then.
We've got a lot of people down here that can sing shape notes.
Oh, there's a lot of good singers in the Ozarks. Gosh, there's a lot of
Yeah.
good ones. Some of these little quartets.
See, I'm going to have 2 guitars, be Harley and Alvy both,
Yeah.
and Betty's bass, and Beeler's banjo. All I need is a guitar and a bass and a banjo.
Yeah.
Don't need that extra guitar. And
Yeah.
Harley's, he's a good hand stay till it's mixed. Yeah, I'll have to get
Whatever.
wound up.
It's like Calico starting off in the morning.
No, that's what I usually do if I'm not got.
I mean, for me to come down and start playing. Learn where those chords are going out. I just listened to that on the way down. That's Doc Robertson. What is it? It's
Drunken Man's Dream.
Drunken Man's Dream, yeah. Now, I got to learn where those, but see, those got some quick chord changes that are not, that's got some extra beats in there on some of that stuff, and I've just got to figure out where to, I love to play that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's good, dude.
Oh, yeah.
That old boy's some kind of guitar picker, ain't he?
Oh, yeah. That old muffled sound. Next time we get together, I'll bring that old Gretsch and we'll play that. But I've got to learn where that one changes. That's a good tune.
Well, we'll play a couple more heads.
See, I listened to these on tape, but I don't know the name of them.
That's
No,
Holt's Got a Chicken.
that's the one I was talking about. That he's got that little like Lonnie. Now Lonnie could do that. That little. I imagine it'd take a lot of coordination to do that little. Well, it's where they cut it off real quick, and instead of just running the notes there. You know, you were. Yeah. That's it. I Don't Love Nobody. That's a good version of that.
I've never got that progression in my head.
That's in C, I think, isn't it?
Yeah,
he's playing Art's, the same version that Art plays.
It's pretty much the same one I play, Tommy Jackson's version.
Yeah.
He got it.
But he got it from,
apparently.
Is that who did it probably first, that C? Where they had that minor part in there, And on that Doc Roberts, of course, the minor part, that guitar makes a kind of a run,
He's got a pretty way of doing.
I like him better than I like Arthur Smith.
Oh yeah,
I really do. I never had listened to him. That's a good version.
I can play the just straight version. I couldn't play his version,
don't worry
but I
about
just
that.
haven't.
No, I just was thinking that comes right after one of those tunes we just played.
Well, let's play that old. While we're getting warmed up, play that other blues. Play the old Joe Turner blues.
Okay. That in. Hey, let me tell you something. I thought Merriweather was on there or something. I forgot what. I thought, well, that sure sounds. I sent you that tape. I've got that Davenport record. That one, that Clyde Davenport.
No, Barbara.
Okay.
You may have given it to Barbara.
I may have given it, but I thought, oh, that sounds familiar, and I've been going down. Been listening to all these tunes on. I tell you, I've got. When next time you come up to Springfield, I want you to come by. Hardly anybody's interested in this stuff, but you would be. I'm getting all this on my computer as an index. In other words, any tune you name, I can tell you right where it is and who plays it. And what I eventually would like to do, I won't ever get around. I won't do this with my recorded music, but with the live stuff, is I saw this guy showed a demonstration of it in Jacksonville, Florida, when I went to that meeting of the American Folklore Society. He had this old fiddler from Tennessee, and he played two tunes that he thought really sounded alike, And what he did is he transcribed the music, which I won't ever do, don't need to. But he played this one, and then right after it, and all this is on sound on the computer. And the two phrases of this particular tune were one right after the other, and you could see where the guy had changed maybe just a tiny bit of the notes, you know. But I can put sound on this thing, which I didn't know I could do. And that'd be something to be able to call a tune up, and let's see how so-and-so played it, and call it up, but you could do just like that. These things are amazing.
Well, you can write music with it.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't mind. You have to have a program for it. But I don't know music, so what do you do?
Bill Shell does. He's
Yeah. Down good.
It's a good tune.
I need to know what you've got, really. I've got a bunch of those ones I've picked up. Cumberland Mountain Fiddling or something, Volume 1, Volume 2. Have you got that? Yeah. I thought you probably had it. A lot of these I've sent you and you picked up other places
well,
too.
I've got, me and
String
Barbara
Band.
we got, when county sales had that sale on,
That's why I got these two.
we bought...
I bought $60 worth.
Oh, we brought way more. We went together, and we bought something like 25 or 30 albums.
Oh yeah, well you've got all I've got probably.
And then we each taped them off.
Yeah.
And she kept half of the albums, and I kept half of the albums, and then she made me copies of the covers.
Liner notes, well, covers.
Liner notes of the other.
Those liner notes to me, I would really find those.
Oh yeah, they're
really interesting to me. I just.
Yeah, that's a good dance tune. They dance that good. I've been playing it.
You got this Bob Douglas.
Well, you made that for me the other day.
Okay, all right. Then let me think.
No, I didn't have any.
Davenport, and then there's another Douglas or something. I can't remember. I've been doing these games because I'm going back through them, see, and putting them on my computer. If it's tunes we play, you know. I've gone ahead seeing listed things like Wednesday Night Waltz, Johnny Gimbel. I've got that on some records. You know, in case somebody ever wants to go hear how a professional plays it or something. Why it's right there, because I guess that's all this will ever be used for. I know one thing. I'm going to be practicing with Justin, and I already told him, I said, there's only one problem we're going to have. I said, I'm going to slow you down just a little bit.
Well, now, he just, you know, I believe in the tunes being played fast, up to speed, but he plays entirely too fast.
On this contest, and been around like the Billy Wards and those kind that rip it off so fast, you know, that he's a good little fiddler.
Boy, be a fine fiddler. Just use just a little more judgment.
Well, you know what happens to them is that's what the crowds want. And
well,
when they start playing in front of these bluegrass, they want this fast.
Well, you can always do like we do, just play what we want, and if the crowd likes it, all right.
Yeah.
We're not much crowd to be, I'm afraid.
love to get to sit down with and play with. James Bryant, isn't that his?
Well, that was a Doc Roberts. He got it off of Doc Roberts.
Yeah, what is that though?
New Money?
Yeah, New Money, yeah. But I recognized it more from James Bryant than I did from...
Yeah.
But
he played it exactly Doc Roberts'
yeah.
style. He learned it off of Doc Roberts. Yeah, I would really like to meet James Bryant.
Oh, he's very extremely quiet, just real shy little guy.
Well, he's a fiddle player. Cumberland Blues.
I'm still not used to this thing.
Cumberland Blues, we need to get that where you can get it. You know, it's one of the E flat.
What is it? Oh, yeah. An E flat?
E flat.
Yeah. I don't even remember how that's E sharp, isn't it? No, that's E flat, isn't it?
No, you have to go down in the next. Do you make a E down on the neck there?
Oh, this one, there's E. There's an E. That's a straight E.
Okay, just slide down one.
Up in it.
made in that kind of a C or F position. One
That's
more
A.
down. One more down.
Up, you mean this way?
Down.
Well, that's a minor.
Back it up.
You showed me one time.
Back it up a little bit.
That's a minor. That's a B.
There's the E minor right there.
That's E. That's straight E.
Yeah. That's part of it right
That's
there.
part of it.
That's the position you need, the place. I mean, if you find what else goes with
Yeah,
that.
but I can't. I don't know. That's the minor.
That's close enough.
It's in C.
The tune, yeah,
Yeah.
you can see.
You showed me one time.
Now, right in there where you're at. Back up one. There. Now that's part of it. You just need.
Oh well. D flat. I'll find out. I got to book it on the show. And,
That'll get us by.
yeah, okay.
We'll start over. Ah.
just went back to C after it. I guess it was all right in that second part of the C. Anyway, no, I've got to find that. That's you showed me one time because I.
But I forgot now.
Yeah, I know it now. Oh well, I'll find it when I get home. It's an E flat. I'll just. This neck is different, and I'm touching other strings with my fingers because that Gibson is a wider neck, I think.
I've been working on that other tune he plays right at the first of the album, that All I Ever Had Done and Gone, or All I've Got Done and Gone, or something like that.
Done and gone. Yeah,
That's a booger.
I don't know why a lot of these.
I had to get that thing thought of. Now, I'm a little foggy on this. I may put in too many or not enough beats on this one part because I haven't got it in my head enough to be exact on it. There's so damn many things.
You're doing fine. I didn't have any idea where I was going there. I'd have to really.
Well, that's a bad tune on time.
Well, it may worked out. I mean, it just getting the tune, getting the timing in your
I'm
head
not,
there.
that
just
one
jumping
part
back
now.
and
The rest of it's got the right count on it, but that one part I'm not sure just when to turn loose of that.
I
You just have to listen at him. And,
oh, well, yeah.
And,
what I have to do is sit down and have to tape that one segment off on tapes, and then with this I can adjust that, you know, and get it to key.
That's a good tune. I like them.
Oh, I love those tunes if I could ever get the time in there.
You know, blues is structured different than
oh yeah
than hoedown. See, they've got a 12 bar. Them old down and dirty blues is a 12 bar instead of 8 bar like a hoedown. You know, there's 2 bar and repeat 2 bar. And then 2 bar and repeat 2 bar. And
1 2 3 1 3 is most hoedowns, you know.
Hoedown.
Yeah.
But the blues is 3 and 3 bars and 3 bars.
Yeah. No, I don't. But I mean, I understand. I know what you're talking about. It's a different time. It's drawn out more, and of course I'm still trying to go with the normal beat like you would in a hoedown. See.
Yeah, you've got to get that.
Every once in a while I can get into it, but then, you know, trying to figure out where to go up. Or
I hear that old boy, because once in a while he'll drop a something.
He doesn't come out exactly with
no, he don't.
Of that stuff.
I know he don't.
I've noticed that too. I thought, well, hey, he skipped something there. That he could, you know.
Or he has to
drop
part
a
of the beat and something to get back in.
Yeah.
Well, that's exactly what no.
To go with that A minor in that other part. Does it go to it every time? I don't think it did. No, I should have just stayed where I was. I shouldn't. I went to A minor and I shouldn't have. That's Frankie Kelly's first one I heard play that. Frankie Kelly, first one I heard play that down at Eureka Springs.
It's an old tune.
Yeah, it's a good tune. Did you ever learn, now Stone King off Enlow has learned that one called Cowhide Boots. Did you ever learn that?
Yeah.
That's a good tune. Well, I can't even think how it goes, but I remember it's a good sounding tune.
Let's play Fighter Bit the Baby Bob.
Okay. Tahlequah that played with his chin.
Don't remember.
Yeah, he's the first one I heard play that. He was on a guy that played with his chin. I mean, I never saw a guy work his chin as much as he did. good tune. That's a good speed for that tune. Boy, Dean has gotten so fast on. Have you heard him?
Who?
Dean Johnson's gotten so fast on everything he plays.
Well,
I mean, even that. I mean, he just. In fact, he's.
well, there's some of that.
I'm going to get that. In fact, he wrote for the Red Ranger, you know, for years and years and
My
years.
dad has hunted with him years ago.
Yeah. Nice fella. Good storyteller. Real good storyteller.
Yeah, Ted seemed like a nice fellow.
Oh, Ted's a very nice guy. He
Sure.
was telling stories on a bunch of those old guides. Of course, to me, it's about as colorful a bunch of old boys.
Oh,
There.
yeah.
Most of them have just been kind of town bums, you know, until this came along.
That was a good life.
That was a good life.
I'd have liked that. Man, I'd have liked that. I'd eat that up.
Well, old Comer Owen, you remember, you know who he was.
I know who he was. I never
Comer
did know any of them
was a
folks.
good friend of mine. I used to go with him, and my God, he's just floating in the river, you know, or out when we were just out like wolf hunting and everything. He'd show me things, and when he'd show me, I'd see him, you know, signs and stuff, but nothing I would ever have seen. That guy knew, of course, that's all he ever did all his life. Bessie looked after the farm and everything, and Comer just hunted, fished, and trapped. That's all he did. But he was a colorful person. Poor guy, he lived too long, like a lot of them around Springfield did. And, you know...
He dead now?
Yeah, he died 2 or 3 years ago. I called him up one time towards the last, when he was hunting, and of course, where he lives out there, just west of James River, where 160 crosses, or Camel Street crosses. Owen Bridge is over there, and Owen Ford, his dad kind of took over a quarter section, I think, when they homesteaded. And I asked him, I said, well, you been hunting? Oh, yeah, he always said, it's this, I wouldn't shit you. He said, it's this. He said, I don't know what's coming to. And they've got up above him, his battlefield is right over there, town battlefield. And there's some really high-powered subdivisions around Battlefield. I mean, there's $250,000 homes sitting in there. And a lot of them are from people that have moved in here, know nothing about any of this, see. And what had happened is his dogs had run a coyote up on this guy's front porch, and were in the process of killing it on the guy's front porch. Well, you can imagine the noise and everything. And when they pulled into this guy's, of course, they just went open fences and drove into the fields and drove in people's driveways, you know. They never paid any attention to anything. And they got there, and the old boy at the door just cracked and was screaming, I'll call the sheriff, I'll call the sheriff. And he said, I couldn't understand what's wrong with that guy. I said, he said, I think he's plain crazy. Well, I can imagine that old boy sitting there watching TV, not even knowing what a walker hound or a coyote were, you know, and having all this happen on his... But poor old, he just had lived too long. They were throwing away his traps, and his dogs were, of course, getting killed on the highway, you know, and people calling the sheriff on him and everything. Out where we used to go is all houses now, just solid houses. I've got a couple of tapes, though, that are the prettiest things. It is an old cheap recorder, but I remember one in particular. We're up on the top of a hill. He knew exactly where everything was going to happen, and he said, now those dogs are ready. He said, we'll go over there and we'll watch them come across the road. Well, sure enough, pretty soon, here came the coyote across, you know, and it was in kind of a little holler. In fact, now there's a big gas relay station there now where they have a pump station for gas and stuff, or natural gas. And you can hear the dogs coming, and as they go along here, it's echoing off these two hills, and it is the prettiest day. And of course, before it, here's this dumb city boy saying, well, there they are. You can hear this dumb city kid sitting there, Comer, you were right, by gosh, there they are, you know. But it's a pretty tape, it really is. He was typical of so many that lived up there. You know.
Well, we played Katy Did before.
I'm sure we have.
Low Stokes recorded that. Got quite a bit of A minor.